Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jennifer with True to You Yoga, and today we're going to be working on another flow to help build some upper body strength. The props you may need are some blocks and then also a blanket or a couch pillow or a pillow off your bed, whatever works for you today. Let's begin in child's pose. Take your knees and spread them about as wide as your mat. Toes are touching in the back. You can take your blanket and place it between your bottom and your feet. And then just slowly start to bring your chest and then your head down to your mat. Your arms can be stretched out in front of you. I like to put mine kind of at a diamond just to bring some relaxation. Sink your belly and your chest down towards the floor. Give a big inhale through your nose. Sigh it out your mouth. Start to release your worries and your stresses of the day, or what you've already done, or what could be in front of you for the day. Let's take our inhale and exhale through our nose now. Inhale only. And exhale through your nose. Beginning work on your deep yogi breathing. If you want, you can gently roll your forehead back and forth, giving yourself a little bit of a massage. 2 more breaths. Bring your hands, place them by your forehead, and go ahead and sit up. If you have the blanket, you can move it from underneath of your bottom. You can use your blanket under your knees if you want to give yourself a little padding. And we're going to go into tabletop. So your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Grip the floor with your fingertips, suctioning up through your palms, taking your arms and rotating your biceps forward, triceps back. Engage throughout your core. You've got a corset on, all the way from your pelvic floor up to your sternum. Your knees are going to be directly underneath your hips and your toes are curled under. Inhale, let's sink our belly down into cow. Shine your heart forward to your wall. You can kind of bend your elbows a little bit. Exhale into cat pose, rounding up high to the sky, dropping your head towards the floor, pushing that floor away and uncurling your toes. Drop your tailbone towards the floor. Inhale back into cow. Bringing your chest forward through your collarbones, reaching your head long and not just cranking it up towards the ceiling. Exhale, cat. Nice big arch, like a big rainbow in your back. One more time on your own. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Get back to tabletop. So today we're not only going to be working on starting to strengthen our upper body, but we're also going to be working on some balance poses. So the first is going to be taking our right arm, and we're just going to lift it straight out in front of us. So we are a 3-legged table right now. Your head is long, the crown of your head reaching towards the wall in front of you, lifting the weight out of your wrist and shifting it into your fingertips. And then exhale, bring that right hand back down. Now grip the floor with your right fingers. Lift that weight up out of your palm, out of your wrist, and reach your left arm forward. Palm is reaching long towards the wall, and your head is reaching towards the wall as well. And exhale your hand back down. Now let's do the same thing but with our legs. So in your next inhale, take your right leg straight out behind you. You can have your toes on the floor for first. Engage your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, and then don't forget about your abdomen engagement. And then if you're ready, you can start to lift that right leg up off the floor so then it is straight behind you. If you want, you can go do a little glance of your right shoulder. Drop your right hip so then it is parallel to the floor. If you need to, do a little just to check it. Nice and engaged. And lower those toes to the floor. Bend your knee and place it back under you. Let's do the same thing on our left leg. So your left foot reaches long. Toes are flexed. Engage through your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, and then also your core. Grip down at the floor with your fingertips. Lift up through your palms. And if you're ready, go ahead and lift that back leg up so then it's parallel to the floor. Check your hips and drop them as well. So we have a tendency to kind of rotate them open whenever we lift our leg, and you want them just parallel to the floor. And bring that leg back down. We're going to kind of put a little bit of a flow together. So let's inhale, cow. Nice extension there. Exhale, cat. Push back into child's pose. Inhale and reach your arms up some, and then we're going to slowly drop down towards the floor. So your arms are going to be your hands right underneath your shoulders. Keep your core engaged like there's a fire under you. You don't want your belly to get burned. Engage your glutes. Slowly start to bend your elbows as you lower your upper body towards the floor in one long line. Head to your mat. Your hands should be right by your shoulders. Press your pelvic floor all the way down in your tailbone, reaching down towards the floor, pelvis pushing down. Inhale, and we're going to lift our chest up, keeping our head in line with our spine, and keep tucking that tailbone down towards the floor to lengthen out your back. Engage your abs. Legs are long. Exhale, head to the mat, and then push back into your child's pose again. And then inhale up to your table. Go ahead and adjust so then your table correctly. Everything is where it needs to be. Hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And this time we're going to work to do more of a balance with one arm and one leg up at the same time. So grip down through your left fingers. Lift that weight up out of your wrist. Inhale your right arm forward. Stretch your left leg back and lift it up. So you're one long line of energy from your right fingertips all the way out through your left heel. Drop your hip down. Engage your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, and your left leg all throughout your core to help stabilize you. Then you're also engaging your upper back. Anytime you need to, put that right hand down as you're lifting your arm high. And exhale, release it all to the floor. If you need to, kind of lift your left hand up and give it a little shaky shake. Now we're going to switch sides. So grip down through your right fingers. Lift your left palm up, or your right palm up, so that weight comes out of your wrist. Reach your left arm straight out in front of you. Right leg back. Lift that heel up so you're one long line of energy from your left fingertips to your right heel. Your glutes, your hamstring, your quads engaged in your right leg. Drop your hip. Zip up through your abs. Again, you can put that left hand down if you need to, and then engage your upper back as your arm is lifted high. Head is nice and long. And exhale everything back to the floor. We're going to go through the cat-cow, child's pose, cobra again. So inhale, dropping your belly towards the floor, your chest shining forward. Exhale, cat, rounding all the way up, and then pushing back into your child's pose. From here, begin to slowly walk your hands forward a little bit as you lower down through your cobra. Again, keep your upper body as one long line. Slowly start to bend your elbows as you lower your upper body to the floor. Keep your tailbone long, your pelvic bones pushing into the floor. Your abs are engaged. As you inhale and lift your chest up, rolling your shoulders up, down, and back. Lengthening out through that lower back again. Head is long. And exhale down. Then push your way back up through to child's pose. And then inhale back to your tabletop. Take a minute again. Catch your breath. Roll out your wrists a little. And get everything positioned for another round of balancing with we're going to do it on with some side work now. So you're in your tabletop. You're going to take your left leg and reach it long behind you. Right now your hips are parallel to the floor. That's what we worked on first. This time we're going to open them up so then they're facing the long edge of your mat. You want to take your left arm and draw a line up from the floor, up your right arm, and open it up towards the sky. So you're in a side gate pose. From here, you can add a little bit more and start to play with lifting your toes off the ground until your leg is parallel to your upper body. Throughout all of this, you want to lift up through your right obliques and lifting up out of your shoulder, keeping the weight up out of your wrist, and just having your fingers really gripping down in the mat. Engage your left glutes, quads, and hamstrings, and bring everything back down with an exhale into your tabletop. Give your right hand a little shaky shake and roll it out some. Now we're going to do it on the other side. So you're going to inhale and take your right foot back. Think about having your hips parallel to the floor. Now open that right hip up to the long edge of your mat. Take your right hand, draw a line up your left arm, across your chest, up towards the sky. Engage your obliques. So you're lifting them up away from the floor like there's a fire under there. Lift up through the palm and the wrist and grip down into the mat with your fingers. If you're ready, today you can go ahead and you can start to lift that right leg off the floor. Lots of energy flowing through that leg. Glute, hams, and quads are all engaged. Abs are in tight. Spine is long. Head is in line with the spine, just looking straight forward in front of you. And that right foot can be on the floor. It could be up 2 inches. It could be up parallel. Whatever's working today. And exhale everything back down to the floor. Good job. Give your wrists a little shaky shake, shake again. Catch your breath. Those balancing poses do get your heart rate up a little bit. And we're going to go through that cat-cow, child's pose, cobra flow again from your tabletop. So inhale, cow. Again, bringing some of that arch more into your upper back and not just in your lower back dumping down. Exhale, cat. Nice big arch. Just trying to stretch those shoulder blades away from your spine as much as you can. Push your hips back down towards your heels into child's pose. Stretching your fingers long in front of you, seeing just how far you can walk them away from you. come up into kind of a tabletop, and we're going to, in one long line, lower our upper body down towards the floor. Head on your mat. Hands are right underneath your shoulders. Engage your quads so your knees kind of come up. Tuck that tailbone. Push your pelvic bones into the floor. Exhale. Lift your upper chest up. Head's in line with the spine, so you're kind of looking down towards the floor. Engage your abs to protect your low back. If you want just a little bit more today, another option is to just slowly lift your hands up off the mat. It can be just a little bit. And take some of that weight that we would be putting in our arms, and it helps to strengthen our upper back some more. And exhale, head to the mat. Give a deep breath in. Filling your lungs, your abdomen, everything up, and exhale it all out. Next exhale, push yourself back into your child's pose again. Stretching your arms in front of you. Breathe deep. Slowly walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and push yourself up. So you're sitting on your feet. Go ahead, and if you have the blanket, you can move it out from underneath your knees. We're going to swing our feet around. We're going to do a forward fold jet today before we finish our practice. So if you have a strap, that would be great. You can use a towel, a belt, a dog leash, whatever you might have if you don't have an actual yoga strap. Your legs are going to be straight in front of you. If you want, you can sit on your blanket to lift your pelvis up a little bit, and this will help keep the length in your spine. So you want this long instead of rounded over. So we have this length. Tuck your tailbone under just a little bit, so then it's pointing more straight down towards the floor. Your abs are engaged. Zip it all up. And then flex your feet, engage your quads and your hamstrings, and then think about lifting up through your belly. And you're going to think more of your belly and your chest towards your knees instead of just trying to round right down. If you have your strap, you can place it around your insteps of your feet as well to kind of help with that as you come forward. Keep your spine long. Your quads are engaged. Think length more than just trying to round down. Slowly begin to walk your way up from wherever you were. Move that strap out of the way. If you're on the edge of your blanket, scooch down off of it and move it to the side. And we are going to roll down slowly onto our backs. You can use your hands to help you on the floor beside you, or you can place them behind your hamstrings and just kind of walk your way down. Turn your back, lengthen your spine out. So you might need to rearrange yourself a little bit and tuck that tailbone under. Take your shoulder blades, kind of glide them down your spine. Your legs are long and your feet are flopped open a little bit. Hands are to your sides, palms face up. And then just sink into your mat. You're like a ball of jelly. Sink sinking down. Relax through your toes, the balls of your feet, your insteps, your heels, your ankles, your quads, knees, hamstrings, quads, glutes, your abdomen, low back, mid back, upper back, your chest, your biceps and triceps, your forearms and hands and fingers, your head, your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead, your ears, your brain. Let it all relax and sink into the floor. Just your normal breathing. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, gently bringing yourself back. Stretch your arms up overhead. Nice big morning stretch. Bring your legs in, knees towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. We're going to roll our ankles and our feet now, and our wrists. Roll them a few times one way, switch directions. We're going to kind of like knead them. So take your fingers and your toes and pull them towards you. Then push them all towards the ceiling. And then towards the end of your mat, curl them back through. So then they're back, your fingers and toes are pointed back towards you. Up towards the ceiling, towards the wall behind you. So they're all pointed. Then curl them back through towards you again. The ceiling, the wall, the floor, all the way forwards. It's almost like when you see a cat kneading bed or whatever. Gently roll over onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow. Your left arm is just in front of you, supporting you. Thank yourself for your practice today. You worked on strengthening that upper body and on balancing. Your next exhale, slowly begin to push yourself up into easy seat. So just sitting cross-legged, long spine, energy coming from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. Your hands are on your knees, your abs are engaged, your pelvic floor is lifted, your eyes are closed if you feel safe today. Take another big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Sigh it all out. Another big inhale. Feel your pelvic floor, your abdomen, your lungs, all the way up to your collarbones. And exhale from collarbones, lungs, and abdomen, pelvic floor. Inhale again. Arms reaching up overhead as you feel all the way up from the bottom to the top. Exhale, release that air from the top to the bottom as you draw your hands down, palms together to heart center. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and start to slowly blink them open, taking in your surroundings. May you always be true to your intentions, true to your heart's desires, and speak loving truth to those around you. I thank you so much for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, join us over on Facebook, and you can check out my website at truetoyouyoga.com. Thank you all so much. Love ya.